first word that comes to mind when I think of Frank Bertsch is enthusiasm. From the opening day in AP Psychology, I quickly learned that I could count on Frank to answer any question and to try to stimulate his classmates to participate in any discussion. As any of your teachers can tell you, one of the worst things that can happen is to have a 70-minute class where the only thing you hear is yourself. And with Frank in the room, that never happens. His comments are funny, yet insightful. His examples can occasionally be off color, yet are always perfectly on target. After I wrote a college recommendation letter for Frank in the fall, instead of penning me a nice thank you note, he gave me a ticket to a local presentation of the musical Fame in which he was performing. I have to say I was very impressed. In spite of the large crowd and microphone issues, Frank's comfort in front of a large group was admirable. And today, Frank will be speaking to you about his love of music and his experience with that. From the myriad of instruments that Frank plays to his singing in Camerata and at the Fine Arts Forums, he has always been able to share these gifts with enthusiasm with our Summit community. And I believe Frank's biggest challenge as he moves forward from the Summit is to examine that wide array of interests and talents that he has and not be overwhelmed by all of the paths that are before him. And that's a wonderful dilemma to have. You'll notice that Frank's talk is perhaps a little different from some of the other ones we've heard. The first thing you'll notice is its brevity. Please, I invite you though to attend to the depth of what he's saying, because as any music lover can tell you, the shortest song can be both as enjoyable and as inspiring as the longest symphony. Frank Bertsch.
There's a song that you might recognize. It goes, music is my boyfriend, music is my girlfriend, music is my best friend, music's my imaginary friend. Now, I wouldn't say that song directly applies to me, but there is a definite similarity. Allow me to explain. 12 years ago, my parents approached me with both a demand and a question. The demand was that I had to play an instrument. The question was, which instrument to play? Obviously, I was a naive first grader at the time, or else I would have chosen guitar or bass, or at the very least, ukulele or bagpipes. But no, I decided to play violin. I seriously don't think I knew any other instruments at the time, so it wasn't a fair question to begin with, but that's beside the point. Thus, my music career began, through no fault of my own. I was never truly exceptional in my younger days. In fact, I was very much an average violin player. I didn't learn songs at lightning speed or figure out how to play any song I heard. In fact, I can't even say I ever truly appreciated the violin. It really just seemed like another obstacle to go outside with my friends, and it didn't take long for me to ignore my yelling mom and almost forget about the violin completely. Hardly a beautiful beginning. I spent 9 years in this rough. The truth is, I did not care that much. It never occurred to me just how much I had truly improved. My sophomore year, that changed. I took up guitar. I like to think it was the will of God that inspired me to take it up. It was a fun instrument, to be sure, but more than that, it was an outlet. It breathed life into me. Not long after I took up guitar, I discovered a new appreciation for the violin that I had previously lacked. It was lovely. I found that I could make it sing any way that I wanted. Consider it a rebirth of sorts. Some water imagery would work well at this point. I will probably never be the same. A few months later, I picked up the piano again, using the two meager songs that I remembered from my 6th grade lessons, Für Elise and Phantom of the Opera. and the theory I learned from guitar and violin as my jumping off points. I immersed myself in the music, and forgive the cliche, but I felt so much more alive. At this point, I should probably mention that singing is included in my repertoire. It's just another way for me to express myself. And music became my passion, but also my stress reliever, my comfort, and a way to deal with everything that happens to a regular person in a regular life. That's probably why I began to write music. Nothing to me is more expressive than a song. The lyrics are my poetry, and the music, my expressions. The thrill of writing a song that you love and speaks to you is indescribable. But I'll try. It's not like winning a game or making a speech. It's nothing like riding a roller coaster or falling in love. It's like running a marathon, and as you near the finish, it only gets harder. Your ideas become limited, you just get tired. It is without a doubt draining, but asking me if it's worth it is like asking me if I breathe. I'm not up here to only tell you about myself, however, or why you should suddenly take up a new instrument. Music is my passion, something that I will never give up. My question is, then, what is your passion? For 9 grueling years, I grudgingly practiced violin daily until I finally understood the violin and the music, and it all became well worth it. Music is far from the only thing that I care about, however. If you know me, you'd know that I often throw myself in head first, with no going back. Because to me, life is as much about living this moment as living every moment. I can't live only carpe diem style, because that lends itself to forgetting the pleasures of life that only come with time. I say them carpe vitam, seize your life. Find something you love, music, art, athletics, school, and be passionate about it. Spend time and try new things. I cannot stress that enough. Believe it or not, music is not the only thing that invigorates me. Running always has. The feet pounding on asphalt, the cool air streaming past my face. Nothing clears my senses as well as that does. But how would I have known that if I had never run cross country my freshman year? Or how would I have known that I love to be on stage if I had never tried out for a show? What I'm trying to say then is that you can't forget that you're in high school, and that you're still young, and that your life is your life. That's why I say carpe vitam, because if you find many things that you love, then you can live your life for yourself. It's so much more than weekends or schoolwork. To find things you are passionate about can take time and commitment, but it's worth it. Have a passion for life, and you will find something you love. It may not be easy, but great things do not come easily. Carpe vitam.